Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Your body isn't a problem to fix. It's a system to support. From PMS to pregnancy to menopause. Ollie's Women's Wellness line is built on real science for every stage. No guilt, no stigmas, just science-backed supplements that work with you, not against you. Choose science over shame. Find support at a retailer near you or on ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Morning decisions. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
What's happening, everyone? Welcome back. It's Jay Scott. It is The Hook Rocks, the ultimate rock community podcast. Once again, I always appreciate when you stop by. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to write us a review when you're done. We always do appreciate it. We are part of the Pantheon Podcast Network, great network of music-related podcasts at pantheonpodcast.com. You can find them on all the social media apps, Threads, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Pantheon Pods. Check out the official Metallica podcast, The Metallica Report, and over 100 different music-related podcasts. There's something for everyone's taste. Just had a Billy Joel podcast added onto the platform. We had a Rush podcast added onto the platform. And my friend Don Jameson is now part of Pantheon. So check that out and check out all the other ones, including my friends Tom and Zeus on the Shout Out Loudcast. So don't forget to set your app to automatic download so you get the latest episode right to your phone. And share, follow, whatever you need to do. You can enjoy all the previous episodes. We're approaching 600, which is pretty cool. Never thought I'd get that far when I started this back in 2019. So here we are. We've had some great episodes for you this year, some ones that I'm really stoked about. Obviously, January, we had Scott Holiday, Joe Satriani, Tuck Smith, and the Gems. In February, we welcomed Stephen Piercy, talking the 40th anniversary of Out of the Cellar. We had Kimmy Shelter from Starbenders, great episode there. We had Don Jameson, who I just mentioned, talking the 10 Commandments of rock fans, rock and roll fans, so please check out that. We had Rick Emmett in March, great episode there. We also welcomed Cassandra Carson and the New Music Spotlight of Paralandra. She's got a new album coming out in April, this Friday, April 5th. Check out that album. Vinny Appice in March, as well as a live album review of AC/DC. We also talked about the forgotten albums of 1980, 1990 with Chris Preston. We had Orianthi, George Lynch, and a whole bunch of cool other guests. Johanna Sedonis from Lucifer, which is a great interview. Check out the one with Corey Glover from Living Color. It's a really good conversation. We just had Pete Dankelson from Pete's Diary and Marco Mendoza. And once again, folks, it is the celebration of a quarter of music, which we always do celebrate. We've been doing this now for, I did it in 2019 by myself, but my co-host here has joined me ever since then, and we always have these great conversations. I think it went, if I remember correctly, we started doing the quarterly ones after our first year end, which I think was 2020. And since then, we've done it every quarter, which has been really cool because it really gives you, the rock fan, you, the listener, a chance to really focus on stuff at a 3-month intervals of music rather than trying to catch up to everything that's been a year. So these episodes are really valuable. If you're a rock music fan, you love new music. Once again, we're going to do the top 10 of the quarter with contributions from the Groove Council. And I'd like to welcome my guest, Mr. Grumpy, Chris Corradetti. What's happening, man?
I'm not opposed to that nickname. It's kind of about time that I got it for this. But
It's good to have you back. It really is. We always do love doing this, and so yeah, it's good to see you.
yeah, before we start and talk other music, fantastic. The Corey Glover episode. Fantastic. And it makes me, everyone, I'm sure everyone has this thought who's sitting out there listening to all these episodes. You always listen and you're like, push comes to shove, I could probably do this. And then I listen to the Corey Glover episode and I'm like, hey, he's doing pretty good, because I would just fanboy all over him. So, and honestly, it was such a great conversation on how just his thought process and answering all that. It was absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. So well done.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I mean, Corey's he's a great dude, and I never got that deep into songwriting with anyone else. I've had some great deep conversations about it, but that was like a whole new level of creating and what his structure is and how his mind works. And that was just like, I kept going with that. Like he kept giving me stuff to keep talking about. And at the end, I was just like, holy cow, I've never talked to anyone that deeply about songwriting. I thought I had, but nothing like that. It was great.
Yeah, no, it was enjoyable to listen to. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I always love when a guest engages like that, because it makes my job easier. And let's face it, no one's here to listen to me. They're here to listen to the people talking, the guests that I have, except for you, of course.
I was about to say, not today.
but yeah, that's one of my favorite interviews, definitely over the last year, but probably I would say top 10 the episodes that I've done of all time. That was a great episode. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. It was well done. And you didn't fanboy, which is great.
Do I ever fanboy?
No, not that I've recalled. I mean,
it's hard sometimes.
If you ever get off your ass and get Jimmy Page on here, maybe we'll see if you fanboy. But
that would be that would be just, I love you. You're great. You're awesome. I love you. You're great. You're awesome. Do you know how much I love you?
Version of Chris Farley, Paul McCartney kind of thing.
Do you know how much I love you? Do you know how much I think you're great? Do you know how awesome you are? Like different variations of that question. So, do you know you're awesome? Do you know how much I love your music? Do you know how much I love your riffs? Just that for like an hour. Yeah, he might get uncomfortable. He might have a restraining order on me at the end of that.
You get blocked over Zoom. It'd be fantastic.
Well, here we are,
what
man.
Are we doing?
Well, got some good albums to talk about, some great albums to talk about, I should say. So why don't we start? Why don't you lead off? And then we'll go down, count down to 10. And we'll also, before we hit the number one, we'll talk about some honorable mentions, maybe some EPs as well.
Okay. I approached this list a little differently this time, in that I had two really good albums that knocked my socks off, and then probably like 10 or 11 other ones. So I just picked 10. So for my honorable mentions, sorry guys, you just missed the cut out of just sheer randomness. So whether my number 10 is honestly the same as number 3, as number 7, number 5, it's all a blob of the same, but a good blob. So with that aside, my number 10 is a band that Rich turned me on to, an album that came out in February, and I believe for the most part you could call this like a stoner rock supergroup, or maybe people call it a stoner rock supergroup, but it's guys from Moss Generator, Fu Manchu, Yawning Man. It's Big Scenic Nowhere's The Way Down. It's got a little classic rock. It's got a little crunch. There might be a dash of prog. I don't know. It's a little atmospheric, but not as much classic rocky as like Tony Reed's other project. That was my favorite second quarter of last year. Hot Spring Water. Not that classic rock laden, but it's still it flows really well. It's really easy to listen to. My favorite is Surf Western. It's got this really cool dynamic where it almost sounds like two totally different songs, but that blend together so well. I'm looking at the track list. The title track, "The Way Down," is great. "Summer Teeth," and the weirdest song title. And there's got to be a story behind it, but "BTOH" is an equally good song. And I'm a cover guy. I like cover songs. I even like it when bands do cover songs of songs that I don't like, and I really like it when they do it well. I never liked Sarah Smile. Never, ever. These guys killed that. Sarah Smile, great. They did a great cover of this. And it's just an eminently enjoyable album. It's the whole reason why we do these lists. You know, in my head is, yeah, it's nice to tell people of this new band that people may not know about, or, you know, get Goo Goo Gaga over the Scorpions kicking out a really awesome album, you know, at the end of their career. But like, this is what it's about. Like, it's an album that you put on and it makes you smile and happy, and you're bouncing your feet while, you know, trudging through work. You know, this is what it's about. So my number 10 is "The Way Down" from Big Scenic Nowhere.
I like this album too as well. I really enjoyed the Sarah Smile cover.
Right?
I do
Really
like
good.
covers. I do. I don't like when they're iconic songs, because I think you're flirting with disaster there. And I was nervous when I hit play on Sarah Smile. I'm like, Daryl Hall's got a fucking iconic voice. Like, this is impressed me. I sat there with my arms folded. I'm like, okay, motherfuckers, look what you got. And that was awesome. Like, I didn't know how they were going to handle the chorus and the flow of the song, and they did an excellent job. Like, they did a really good job. I was really impressed. So yeah, it was a good cover.
Yeah, I didn't realize Rich had been talking about the album a lot, and so I just put it on. And he may have mentioned the cover. I wasn't sure, but I remember working out early one morning and listening to it, and that song came on, and I was like, "You've got to be shitting me! Is this what I think it is?" and hey, they rocked it. So great job by those three guys.
Yeah, absolutely. No, 100%.
At 10.
My 10 is an album that I really like. I really do. There's a lot of different elements going on. There's blues, there's southern rock, there's a little hint of grunge in this stuff, and it's really interesting. Honestly, I think it would have been higher on my list if it would have appeased me better sonically. That's kind of the only issue I have with it, but I think the songs are great. I think the performance is great. I think it really captures the energy of the band, which, based on the conversation I had with them, was something that was missing in previous recordings. And the album is "Force of Nature" by These Wicked Rivers. I love the album. I really do. I think, like I said, I think the mix could have been better, in my opinion. A little bit more separation on the instruments, so to speak. But maybe that's because they were trying to capture the energy of a live performance. And if that's the case, I get it then. But nevertheless, it's a fantastic album. I highly recommend it. They're a band from the UK, and they've got a lot of traction, got a lot of momentum with this album and with the band too as well. And great bunch of guys, great interview, great conversation. I interviewed them back, I think, in January or February, I think it was. But yeah, These Wicked Rivers, "Force of Nature," great album.
Nice pick. We'll do the newbie first, because he was the first one to send a list in.
Yeah, he wasn't even part of the group at that point, and here he is sending in a list. It's like, man, you're like showing up 2 days early on the first day of school.
Yes, that is Dan. So Dan Sierras' list is a really good one. And Dan, I'm going to give you number 10 for a very specific reason. Dan's number 10 is the band Palace of the King, Friends in Low Places. Number 9, Moon Wizards, Sirens. Number 8, Birds of Vale, Limbo. Number 7, Dead-Eyed Creeks, Out of Phase. Number 6, Philip Sace, The Wolves Are Coming. Number 5, Big Scenic Nowhere's The Way Down. Great pick. Number 4, Fuzz Forward in their album Parasites. Number 3, One-Eyed Moon, Wasteland. Number 2, Mr. Bison's Echoes from the Universe. Dan's number 1 is a great album in earlier time from Sundrifter. And Dan not only was an overachiever and sent this way early, he gave us 3 EPs, so I'll read them off. Silver Rollers at Dawn, Shadows of the Sun, Losing My Mind, and the excellent EP from Honeycutt Southern, Not Backing Down. So excellent list from rookie Dan. Well done.
Why are you giving him Palace of the King? He sent an updated list.
I know, but maybe I have Palace of the King and I wasn't going to kick him off my list.
Again, folks, another example of breaking the rules. You know?
Send donuts, Dan. Send me donuts.
The album came out last year.
It came out January 19th, 2024, according to the band. Or 2023, whatever. I'm going with 2024.
Yeah, well, I would have put them in my list if I had known that.
It's a great album, right?
It's a fucking kick-ass album.
Yeah. So we'll go from the rookie to an established audio veteran in Skylab's list. Always has the longest names, this guy, and his favorite bands. So Skylab's number 10 is the Neptune Power Federation's album, Good Night, My Children. Number 9, Illumina Shades, Another Side of You. Number 8, Jamie Getter, Premonition, Division World. Hopefully no one just heard my wife drop some stuff in the other room. Number 7's Emerald City Council, Motion Carries. Number 6, Judas Priest's Invisible Shield, killer album. Number 5, Caligula's Horse, Charcoal Grace. Number 4, Art of Anarchy, Let There Be Anarchy. Number 3, The Pineapple Thief, It Leads to This. Number 2, Big Big Train, The Likes of Us. And Skylab's number 1 album, of course, Neil Morse, The Restoration. And he gifted us with 3 honorable mentions. Sundrifter, An Earlier Time, Kairos, Mannequin, and Exit Eden's Femmes Fatale. Well done. Another good list. I heard
Good list. I love that
I
Pineapple
listened to
Thief
most
album.
of them. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, the Pineapple Thief album is great.
Yeah. So number 9. Let me get my stuff over here. So number 9 is a band out of Cleveland. I don't remember how I came across this band. I don't know if they followed me on Twitter or if I followed them on Twitter. But I remember they got one of the slots to open for Thunder Mother when Thunder Mother was touring, doing their one-offs with the Scorpions. And it's Bessemer Saints, and the album is This Is BS2. Really good hard blues. This is their second album, and it's pretty much like straightforward rock and roll with a little hard-edged blues. It's kind of a little not as edgy as like Adapter or as fuzzy as Adapter, if that's your like hard blues definition, but it's similar to that. I like to think that, I guess I can't say this now that they've redone this, but if someone went out and really redid Roadhouse, not with that tool bag who's in the new Amazon one, but if they really redid Roadhouse, this would be like the band. As opposed to Jeff Healey, I feel like Bessemer Saints is throwing down at the Double Deuce. You know, they seem like that kind of band, but excellent guitar work, really good vocals, so really great energy, really great pace. But there's a song on there that is just an awesome, soulful blues jam. It's the best song on the album by far. I've probably listened to the song at least 100 times, so I've probably made these guys like 6 cents just off listening to that song alone. But it's called The Cycle, again, soulful blues, just out of this world great. And one of the other hallmarks of albums that I really like is a great last song, and Fire Tested is the last one. Absolutely fantastic. But if you haven't heard the album, listen to The Cycle and Fire Tested. They're both really, really good songs, but it's just a lot of fun and a lot of energy on the album. So that's my number 9, Bessemer Saints. This is BS2.
Good pick, man. Good pick. I like that album.
Fun. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, my number 9 is an album that when I first heard it, I knew it was good. But this is an album that you really need a clean palate to listen to the album. Like, you can't be corrupted or have something else pollute your senses before, because it's different. So whenever I go for my walks, I would listen to music. And the first time I listened to it, I had listened to Blackberry Smoke before it. And when I got into the transition of this, I was like, I like this music, but it's just not grabbing me like I thought it would. So I'm like, okay.
Hold on,
next time I go for a walk.
Quick?
What's
Did
that?
you just call Blackberry Smoke pollution?
No. I'm talking the genre of music. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm just bringing out the haters. Just bringing out the haters.
What I mean by pollution, now I got to explain myself, jackass. What I mean by it could be any band. It could be Led Zeppelin. It could be the Beatles. All right? When you get in a mode of listening to certain music, transition is something that is farther away from that can be difficult. Okay? So I love the Blackberry Smoke album. And I'm like, you know what? Next time I go for my walk, this is going to be the first thing I'm going to listen to. And I'm not going to listen to anything prior to that. It's going to be complete, clean palette. And that's when it started to work for me. And I've listened to this album so many times since then. It's a fantastic record. The album is An Earlier Time by Sundrifter.
I remember you and I discussing this. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I told you on that conversation, I'm like, I know it's good, but it's not grabbing me like I think it should. And I'm a poet and I don't even know it. But it's a fantastic record. It is, I feel like, and I'm not high when I listen to it, although I should be because it'd be an amazing experience. I do feel like I'm somewhere else when I'm listening to this album. Like I'm transported somewhere where I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm in a different zone, a different dimension. It literally takes you away. And especially if you got a good set of headphones and you're listening to it at night while you're sleeping in the dark, in your bedroom, and there's nothing polluting your senses once again with light or anything like that. It really is a very atmospheric album, and it's one that I'm glad that I listened to. So, An Earlier Time by Sundrifter.
I do enjoy that album. That was also a pretty popular album within our group too. So,
yeah.
Excellent pick. 2 thumbs up on that one. All right, so we'll go back to our group of people here, our friends. Next one is Rob in the Hood, and as always, Rob's lists are Rob fills out his list based on the physical product. So if he can't get a physical product, it doesn't count for him.
I gotta say something about Rob really quick. So he's at the Recidivist on Twitter, and I have never seen that word in a sentence or anything.
Same.
Ever. And here I am reading a news site yesterday, and I don't want to get in the headline because I don't want to spawn a conversation that I don't want to get into. But in the headline was the word recidivist, and 49 years on this planet, that's the first time, other than saying it when Rob is on the podcast, that I've actually seen it in the sentence. So I felt very very happy that happened. I felt like, wow, that really is a word. That isn't something that Rob made up and just threw a bunch of words, letters, and consonants around and came up with a word. I never knew that word existed. So, thank you, the recidivist or Rob in the hood. And let's continue to his list.
Yeah, Rob's got a good one. So at number 10, Echoes of the Universe by Mr. Bison. Number 9, Chronicle 2, Hypergenesis by Mountain Caller, which when I saw his list, I didn't even realize Mountain Caller had an album out, so I'm a little bummed I missed that. Number 8, Goodnight My Children by the Neptune Power Federation. Number 7, Gilded Sorrow by The Obsessed. Number 6, Limbo by Birds of Vale. Number 5, Macrodose by Hazehound. Number 4, Pentasomnia by Iota. Number 3, Point of No Return by Cranium. Number 2, Dead by Dawn by Kitsa. And Rob's number 1, The Way Down by Big Scenic Nowhere. So hopefully Rob listened to my very brief description of The Way Down and it was acceptable to him. Because if not, I'm sure I'll hear about it. And then we'll jump over to our friend Jason from All Things Blues and Southern Rock. By the way, did you, and I'll send this out to the listeners, did you, Jay, or your listeners know that our friend Jason is such a fan of Sheryl Crow? He's like,
well, we know that now.
For Sheryl Crow.
We know that now. I mean, the Sheryl Crow thing, like, really kind of threw me through a loop. And I like Sheryl Crow. Like, I do. Like, I can sit and listen to her music and not be... I don't know if I would ever buy anything. I think I have one album of hers from way back in the day.
Why?
I like that. I really like that one song. Is it My Favorite Mistake?
That is the eject button on this episode. I just took us down a really shitty road.
Hey man, you brought it up. You brought it up.
My bad. I gotta eat.
You're bad. I don't think her music is as bad as, say, Nirvana or Creed. But yeah, I was a little surprised to see that album in there.
All right. Well, I'll eat this now and read Jason's list, which for the most part is a really, really, really good list. So well done, Jason. Number 10, Framing the Reds, 3 to Get Ready. Number 9, Born to Rock by Midnight Transit. Number 8, Saviors from Green Day. Number 7, Evolution from Sheryl Crow. Number 6, An Earlier Time from Sundrifter. Number 5, Battles from Jack J. Hutchinson. Number 4, The Wolves Are Coming from Philip Sayce. Number 3, The Prize from Hannah Wickland. Number 2, Happiness Bastards from the Black Crowes. And Jason's number 1 album of the quarter is Blackberry Smoke's Be Right Here. So really good list, minus the Sheryl Crow thing, but we all have warts, right, Jason? We all have warts.
It's a good list. It's a really good list from Jason. Jason's a good guy. Check out his podcast, All Things Blues and Southern Rock, with co-host Brian. And they do some really good stuff, really good work on that podcast.
Yep. And honestly, a super funny guy.
Yeah.
Oh, where are we going? Number 8. My number 8 happens to have fallen on Jason's list as well. It happens to be an album that Jason actually brought up to me, or I found out from Jason. So thanks, Jason. And it's a Southern rock band out of Jackson, Mississippi. It's Framing the Red, 3 to Get Ready. Fun, catchy, enjoyable, good vocals, great guitar work, fun lyrics. They sound like a really tight band. But I really like Red Flags. I really like Junkyard Romeo. I really like The Change. I really like Smoke. There's a lot of comfort in this album. Like Shine, the last song, has a real late 80s, like retro MTV vibe to it. But my two favorites are Bonnie and Clyde and Dixie. Just a nice driving album, puts you in a good mood. You can kind of like tap your thumb on the steering wheel as you're rolling through there. But if you if you don't know this band, I would kind of compare them to like Native Sons or Christopher Shane. Like if those two, if Shane works for you, or the band Native Sons in whatever iteration, if you like those guys, I would check out Three to Get Ready from Framing the Red. Really good, really fun, enjoyable album. So thanks, Jason, for the recommendation.
Nice. I got to check them out. I haven't really given them a lot of listens, but
I think you'll dig it.
my number 8, we go with a legacy act that I was happy to see come back with an album. I think the world is a better place when this band is making music. I really do. It's makes you feel good. It's essential to a happy life, in my opinion. And that is the Black Crowes' Happiness Bastards. It's always good to see the brothers back. I don't know if they feel that way, but it's just a great album. Typical Black Crowes. This Black Crowes is their catalog's kind of funny. Like they come out with Shake Your Moneymaker and then Southern Harmony, great albums, and then they come out with Amorica after that, which some of it was flat, some of it was good. And then they come out with By Your Side, which was a fantastic album, and then Lions, some people love it, some people don't. I love that album. But yeah, it's like they're either really good albums or they're kind of like half and half. There's always good moments on their albums. Sometimes they have less good moments than others. But I think Happiness Bastards is a strong, strong album all the way through. And I think it's an essential album in their collection. I really like the direction that they went, which is the direction of just keeping it simple and keeping it what they do best. And I think in the climate of rock music right now, with bands retiring and no longer touring and more each year are getting off the road, I think it's prime time for a band like the Black Crowes to capitalize on that and have an audience so they can do these tours in the future, these big tours. And I think that's coming. So great job, the Black Crowes, with Happiness Bastards. I would say my favorite track on this album is I love Dirty Cold Sun.
Yeah.
Dirty Cold Sun is one of their best. It's a great tune. So go get it.
It is.
Black Crowes, Happiness Bastards.
I would love for them to be one of those acts that is continually touring every year or every other year for like the next 10 or 15 years. But do we think that's going to happen? I defer to others on that, but in my tangential knowledge of that band, maybe they'll put it all aside and they can keep it going. But yeah. No, great pick. All right, let's roll over to two of our friends who rarely have a negative thing to say in our group, which is really rare. Two very nice people. Our first one is our friend Mike, High Stake Mick. And he has again, every quarter, Mike and I I think my picks mirror a lot of both Mike and Carl and Terry, right? So Mike's got a good list. I 2 thumbs up. Mike's number 10 is Bessemer Saints. This is BS2. Number 9, Big Motor Gasoline's Devil at Your Door. Number 8, Kenny Hughes, Born and Raised. Number 7, The Black Crowes, Happiness Bastards. Number 6, Birds of Vale, Limbo. Number 5, Battles from Jack J. Hutchinson. Number 4, Electric Black, Late Night Lightning. Number 3, Dead by Dawn from Kitsa. Number 2, Philip Sace, The Wolves Are Coming. And Mike's number 1 is a very popular album in our group, Hannah Wickland's The Prize. Good list, Mike.
Very good list. Mike does an excellent job and so does Carl. And we all have our bands that we find, but Carl and Mike, I think out of the group, consistently find new bands that a lot of people like. Like some of those names that Mike just came up with or was listening to, like
Kenny
I would never have heard them if Mike didn't mention them.
Right. Kenny Hughes, blues guitarist from South Africa. How the hell would I ever find that guy except for Mike? Honestly, folks, if you don't know the Kenny Hughes album, Born and Raised. Really good. Really good. Check it out. But since we were speaking of Carl, he's next in our group. So we'll go with his list. And there are a few on his list that I'm not familiar with. So I've got to jump on board and give a listen to. But Carl's number 10 is Hayden Helms, Motive Behind the Move. Number 9, Pheromones' self-titled album. Number 8, Handsome Jack, A Good Thing. Number 7, Big Motor Gasoline and Devil at Your Door. Number 6, Hearts and Hand Grenades, Where I Begin. Number 5, Tristan Lake LeBeau, Living in Yesterday. Number 4, Sunburn from Wicked. Number 3, Framing the Red, 3 to Get Ready. Number 2, Mean Mistreater, Razor Wire. And Carl also has Hannah Wickland's The Prize as his number 1. So another great list.
Yeah, great list from Carl. Carl does another fantastic job with New Classic Rock in North America. He's a definite follow on all the platforms. I'm trying to think, is he on Instagram? I know he's on Facebook and Twitter. I don't know if he's on Instagram or not, but he does a great job. And if you're on Facebook and Twitter, you must follow him.
Must. I'm not on either. I don't know why I said must.
Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
At Ollie, we've got wellness down to a science. From PMS to pregnancy to menopause, our women's wellness line offers science-backed support for every stage. No judgment, no shame, none of the stigma. Just supplements designed to meet you wherever you're at. Ollie, choose science over shame. Find support at a retailer near you or on ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
So where are we? Number 7?
Number 7.
Number 7 is an album that I'm pretty sure was just on Mike's list. It was. And it is another album from Rich. Rich recommended it. I'm looking at my notes here, and I wrote down 8 songs, 33 minutes of kick-ass workout music. So it is Dead by Dawn from Kitza. Heavy, catchy, with a stoner fuzz, and a little grungy grit. I love the lyrics, except on the last song, they kind of creep me out. But I remember Rich did a review on Doom Charts, and I wrote this down in my little notes that I write down. Excellent, straight ahead, perfectly executed heavy rock. There you go. Don't listen to me, folks. Listen to Rich. He knows a shitload more about music than I do. Excellent, straight ahead, perfectly executed heavy rock. And I just found this out as I was looking all this stuff over. It was produced by Tony Reed. So, I mean, that guy does no wrong. He was already on my list earlier. He's had a number 1 record for me last year. So, good stuff. But my favorite is the instrumental, Koi. Starts off with a really kind of like playful beat, get a little bit of drums, starts to chug, guitar kicks in, and then it's just like this rhythmic cycle. It so works. It really does. Downhill, Wasteland, Journeyman. It's a really good album. If you're only going to listen to one song, I would suggest Koi, my favorite again. And I'll throw this out there to all the people who like this album within our group, and also everyone else listening. The title track, Dead by Dawn. There's an intro to that song, and it's like 5 or 6 seconds. And it reminds me of a favorite song of mine from another Pacific Northwest band in one of their songs. So I'll leave that there. If someone thinks that they know it, shoot me a message and we'll we'll see if anyone gets it right, or we'll see if I'm just completely crazy, and I'll tell people that, and they'll be like, you're completely off your rocker. So, but that's my number 7, Dead by Dawn from Kitza. Really great album, really great to work out to.
Nice. That's a good pick. I like that album.
What do you got?
My number 7 is, in my opinion, the most interesting band in the new wave of rock music today. And why do I say that? Why does Jay say the most interesting band? Because they're different. They sing about stuff that I don't think any other band sings about. Their approach is so unique that it is a joy to listen to because it's refreshing and it's intriguing as well. And they've got some really cool influences, namely like Judas Priest and the new wave of British heavy metal, which you guys know I've talked about before. I love that period of music because it's so raw and authentic. And I've been a big fan of this band for the last 10 years. They've been out since 2014. I just think they do a great job. I wish they toured America more. And that band is Lucifer, and the album is 5. I recently interviewed Johanna, the lead singer. I love that conversation because when I got on that interview, I did not think that I would talk about religion, cemeteries, and all the stuff we talked about. It was such a cool conversation that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I can't wait to talk to her again. She was great. But check out Lucifer, the album 5. I'm not a big fan of doom metal. I've really gotten into stoner rock and desert rock over the last few years. Doom rock is kind of a give or take for me. And they're not really the atypical doom metal band, but there are elements in it. I think they've got a lot more melody in their music than most doom metal bands do, and that's why I really like them. But their songs are great. I mean, when you dive into their music, I gotta bring this up. When you dive into their music and you've got songs on the album called At the Mortuary or Slow Dance in a Crypt or A Coffin Has No Silver Lining, and then awesome tunes like Fallen Angel, Riding Reaper, Immaculate Heart. I mean, this is just juicy, awesome content and so unique and so authentic. I actually love it. So go get Lucifer. The album is 5.
I wish people could see like that coy little smile you have on your face when you're reading the song titles.
I love that stuff, man. It's so different. And that's why, like, because I love blues rock. That's like my sweet spot. And I really think have a very, a wide variety of taste. But, when I sit down and I listen to this, I'm like, man, this is just like, I don't know where all this stuff's going to go, but it's so cool.
Nice pick. Let's jump in and we'll do 2 more of our friends. We'll do McG. What is his handle? Usana Chris, right?
Yeah, Usana Chris.
That was it, yeah. Who is rocking out tonight at a concert.
Concert I would have gone to, but we won't get into reasons why I didn't want to go.
I'm just going to take that as you would rather spend time with me over a Zoom feed than go hang out at a show.
You're right, and that's why I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to inflate your ego.
Mick G, I'm the Chris he wants to hang out with, buddy. Number 10, Emergency Rule, The King of Ithaca. Number 9, Haunch in Let's Get Surgery. Number 8, Disarmageddon, No Liberty. Number 7, Bessemer Saints, This Is BS2. Number 6, The Wizards, The Exit Garden. Number 5, Nobody's Fool, and the album is Time. Number 4, Dead by Dawn from Kitza. Number 3, Florence Black and Bed of Nails. Number 2, Scorched Oak and their album Perception. And McGee's number 1 album is Human Farm from Rhino. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know that one at all. And I'm kind of both intrigued and afraid to listen to something called Human Farm by Rhino. So we'll check it out. But For the most part, I know most of those. Nice list, McGee.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris is always a great dude, and yeah, he's become a big partner in my concert going over the last year.
There you go. That's cool. Everyone's got to have one of those.
Yep.
So our next friend is we'll go north of the border to our friend Chris. Rock these tweets, right?
Rock these tweets. Yeah.
Rock
My
these
rock and roll heaven.
Yeah. Number 10. It's funny, this came up today. Number 10, Ace Frehley's 10,000 Volts. Number 9, Heaven and Hell from Sum 41. Number 8, Saviors from Green Day. Number 7, The End Machine and their album Quantum Phase. Number 6, the album Medusa from Russell Guns. Number 5, Bruce Dickinson's The Mandrake Project. Number 4, Honeymoon Suites album Alive. Number 3, this is a good one, Mick Mars's album The Other Side of Mars. That was a really, really, really good album that just missed my list. Nice pick, Chris. Number 2, The Black Crowes' Happiness Bastards. And number 1, Invincible Shield from Judas Priest. Killer album. Just well done. And a very, Chris has been really good over the last couple of years in moving out of his comfort zone of veteran bands and really getting into a lot of new ones. But this is a real veteran heavy list, and it's all good. I don't know about that Green Day pick, but all good other than that.
But no, good list. Yeah, Chris is a great guy. We just did a fantastic episode, as I mentioned at the beginning. Forgotten hard rock albums from 1980, 1990. Go check out that episode. It's a really good list that we compiled, and really had fun doing that episode. You might see more of that more frequently because it was a very popular episode.
Yeah, and Chris is a really good guest. He's really smart. He's really well spoken and super nice guy.
Well, he's Canadian.
If you're ever going to replace me, you got to upgrade to a Canadian Chris, and that would be the one. All right, my number 6. This album happily showed up on one list already from Robin the Hood. I don't know where I found this album, but if I had to guess, it was probably Turbo or Rich or maybe even Rob. A debut album from a little 3-piece out of Montreal. And it's really kind of stuck with a lot of albums that have made my list over the last year or two, in that it's a retro 70s, loud, bluesy, garage rock kind of jam. But it really pushes the boundary of, is this an EP or is this an album? 6 songs, 30 minutes. I'm not going to complain. It's that awesome. But it's Macrodose from Hazehound. And the title track, Macrodose, is, it's really raw and energetic, and it almost reminds me of, and I don't want to like get out in front of my skis and say something stupid, but it kind of reminds me of like a Ted Nugent MC5 jam kind of thing. It's got that kind of raw and emotion to it, but it's also just this 10-minute jam of awesomeness. Flat Earth, energetic rocker, hash hat. There's such a killer guitar solo in that song. And then there's the song Tailspin, which to me, again, I feel like I'm going to get out in front of my skis and get in trouble, but like that has like a real Hendrix feel on the vocals, but yet it's kind of like this acid rock kind of jam. But it's a really raw album, really stuck with me. Really struck a chord with me. And if you are into like that El Perro album from a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I think it was, if you dug that El Perro album, I would suggest giving Hazehound's Macrodose a listen. It's very similar, at least to my ear. So Macrodose by Hazehound is my number 6.
Nice. Good pick.
What do you got?
All right. My number 6, I have to tell you on this album, very impressed with the guitar playing on this record. Just off the charts, absolutely incredible. And it's like this mixture of like it's total blues rock. It's got like it so wants to like shred blues, but it stays in the zone of blues. But you know the guy who's playing it can just go off and probably play anything, including the phone book. Great songs and just joy to listen to. A lot of fun stuff on this record, and it's one that I just can't put down. And I'm surprised that how much I've listened to it. It's not my number one. It very well could move up the charts or up my list by the end of the year because it's that good. And the album is called The Wolves Are Coming, and it's by Philip Sace. Just incredible record. And I don't know who recommended it in the group. I don't know if it was Mike, might have been Mike or somebody else, but whoever did, thank you very much, because this is an absolute treat of an album. Great songs, great stuff, great vibe, great energy. That's the energy on this album is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So go get Philip Sace and The Wolves Are Coming.
We might talk about that again.
I'm sure we will. We should talk about that album.
That's a really good pick, and you're right. The energy in there, right from the get go, right from the get go, it just goes. That Bitches Brew song just kind of just sets it all in motion. So good pick by you. So let's do some more from our friends. Our friend Rich, Mr. Fuzz Doom Rip, always has an interesting list.
Big Southern rock fan, by the way.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Rich, Mike sends me lots of stuff and obscure stuff, right? But between Rich and Turbo, they just like back up a dump truck every week of just like new stuff. This is still true and getting worse with each quarter. I know I've been saying this already. Before
you get into his list, and I love what you're saying, but his reaction to my April Fool's joke had me laughing for at least an hour.
Oh my God. I'm glad that happened in that way because I hit it about an hour after and I was like, I saw your thing and I haven't downloaded any of my Bandcamp shit in like a year and a half. And I was like, what the fuck? I was immediately thinking like I have like a week's worth of downloads, like literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for a week. And then I saw his response. And then I saw his second response and I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Yeah.
See, the April Fool's joke is all about timing. Everyone makes the mistake of first thing in the morning. Hey, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just lying in the weeds, just waiting. And about 7:30, when everyone's kind of like moved past it and forgot what day it is, I hit him with breaking news, Bandcamp closing its doors as of May 1st. And it was some of my finest work, I have to admit.
Yeah. I'm glad I got there late, but so at least I didn't completely go off.
He said he's like, do not fuck, something like, do not fuck with me. I will cut you. And that means the joke was successful.
Yes, absolutely.
So, boys and girls and listeners, if you want to know how to do a good April Fool's joke, first thing in the morning, everyone's kind of expecting it. Social media, there's all these things. Oh, it's April Fool's Day, blah, blah, everybody kind of goes about their business. And then around dinner time, and things have settled down and people are kind of moving around with their day, that's when you hit them with a nice one.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
You'd think I would learn from this and immediately start downloading a lot of my stuff. No. So Rich's list. Number 10. Pentasomnia from Iota. Ritual from Goat Major. which is a really cool yet really creepy band name. Number 8, Echoes of the Universe by Mr. Bison. Number 7, An Earlier Time by Sundrifter. Number 6, The King of Ithaca album by Emergency Rule. Number 5, Neptune Power Federation's album Good Night My Children. Number 4, Refuge of Sinners by Full Tone Generator. Number 3, The Way Down by Big Scenic Nowhere. Number 2, a really good grunge album, Lighter by Tangled Horns. Number 1 is Dead by Dawn from Kitsa, great album. And Rich also had an honorable mention, which is Invisible Shield by Judas Priest. So excellent list, Rich.
Rich does a great job whenever he contributes on the Hook Rocks. We've done 2 episodes, I believe. We did the stoner rock and the genre and why it's misunderstood, and then we talked about I think it was January, we talked about this coming year, what he's excited about. Rich is very well informed. He knows his stuff when it comes to music in general. We may not always like the same things, but he is very well researched, very well versed on music in general. And whenever he does do the show, he's great.
Well, since we mentioned Turbo, we'll go and we'll do Turbo's list, especially because his number 10 is such a fantastic sounding band name and album title. But so Turbo's number 10, Giraffetron by Horse God. It's fantastic. He could have just completely made that up, and I'm eating it up.
That's what Jason said too. He's like, these band names are all made up. I forget whose list it was. I don't know if it was Turbo's or somebody else. He's like, these are all fake bands.
Yeah. Number 9, an album I just listened to today for the first time, and it's fabulous. Max Boogie Overdrive, and the album is Stoned Again. Number 8, Emergency Rules, The King of Ithaca. Number 7, Dave Vars, Amer Eyes. I hope I wrote that down right. Number 6, The Quill, Wheel of Illusion. Number 5, Iota's Pentasomnia. Number 4, Good Night My Children by Neptune Power Federation. Number 3, Sundrifters, An Earlier Time. Number 2, Langfinger, Pendulum. And much like Rich, Turbo's number 1 is Dead by Dawn from Kitsa. So excellent list from Rich and an excellent list from Turbo. And any list with Giraffetron on it is clearly got to be more superior than others. So
Good stuff.
good stuff. Where are we? 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can get into it. You can get mad. Other listeners like Rob will get mad. But my number 5 is Friends in Low Places by Palace of the King. Some say, like that little bastard Rich, some say that this came out in December of 2023. The band says on their Bandcamp page that it came out in January 19th of 2024. So that is what I'm going with. A band that was sent to me by none other than Dan, who also had it on his list. But this is energetic, catchy, fun. At times it can be full of piss and vinegar. At times it can be soulful. It reminds me of, and I think you'll get this, it's fun rock and roll that you just want to keep listening to. And in that sense, it reminds me of the Blackbird Angels album from last year, where you have a smile on your face, right? You're driving, you're at the gym, you're doing work. You just makes you happy, right? It just, but there are 2 songs, or at least one, no, definitely 2, that are just as good as a band that put an album out this quarter. There are 2 songs that are very early Black Crows-ish that are just as good as anything on the current Black Crowes album. Get Right With Your Maker, Down on Your Luck. Just fantastic. I love those two songs, and I also love Dead End of Blues, which is kind of crunchy. It's got some harmonica, little distorted vocals, and an organ solo. How can you not love an organ solo? I mean, come on. So whether it came out in December of 2023 or January of 2024, my number 5 is Friends in Low Places from Palace of the King. Again, just a really fun listen. Kind of covers the spectrum of good old rock and roll. And they're a band out of Australia, so they know how to party.
I love this album. It's fantastic. And yeah. However, here's the thing. This was on my list of honorable mentions in the year-end episode. Because on Spotify, it's listed as December 14th. Yeah.
Who do you do the year-end episode with?
You.
So what you're saying is that I don't listen to you?
What you're saying is either you don't listen to me or you have a very short memory.
Jesus Christ, am I talking to my wife right now?
Take some vitamin E because you might have onset dementia. Okay? Because I clearly talked about this at the year-end episode, saying that it barely missed my list, and I went with Green Lung at number 25. And here are you in April the following year saying that this is on the top 10 of my quarterly list for 2024. And when I heard you talk about it, I'm like, because if that's the case, this would have been on my top 10 list. And I know it came out earlier than that because I fucking had it on my honorable mentions list in the year-end episode.
In my defense, Dan had it on his list and set the precedent because he sent his list in before anyone else.
I'm
just relying on a fellow member.
But I forget who it was in the Groove Council who said, I think it was Rich. Dan, Palace of the King came out last year. And Dan submitted another list to make the correction.
I saw no such thing.
Your asshat of a self fucking ran with it. Doubled down on it. Even after you saw in clear view of a message. Dan, this came out in December of 2023. No, fucking Chris Corradetti, my co-host, doesn't play by the fucking rules. Loves anarchy. Loves fucking chaos. And here we are talking about an awesome album. I don't want to take away with how awesome it is because it is truly a remarkable, incredible album. But if this is on your year-end list, I am going to be very.
I will say,
very disappointed.
Now that I have been educated on the conflict issue, I will make sure it does not show up on my year-end list. Although I promise you, this is so good that I will keep listening to it throughout the year.
It is a damn good album.
This and Blackbird Angels, it's a very similar album in the way it makes me feel.
It's a very good album. I will say, very good album. Yeah, great. It was one of the best. It was one of the best in 2023. Somehow, in April of 2024, it's on your list.
I think the only way to really fix this is to get someone from Palace of the King to wake up early or stay up late, call you, be a guest on the episode, and we figure out the situation.
I don't think we really even need to do that, although I would love to have him on the show. Okay. All you need to do is look at Spotify, and it says December 14th, 2023, so there really isn't any debate.
But, Your Honor, the band put on Bandcamp January 19th, 2000.
Maybe they put it on Bandcamp in January.
There's only one way to find out. Folks from Palace of the King, please let us know.
All right, well, I mean, you did this once before too, as well. You put an album on your list. Go on. This is why it's so. This is why it's so bad because
I can own this one.
Yes, because you did this. This was clearly released in 2023, as it was on my honorable mentions. You want to go back and listen to the year-end list? It's there. Okay, so rewind to, I think, 2 years ago, you put an album on one of your quarterly lists that hadn't even been officially released yet.
And year-end list.
And it didn't even come out yet. So you're like, I mean, you're throwing up out of your mouth and your diarrhea out of your ass right now.
I am a mess.
Yeah, you need some Pepto.
So what do you have at number 5? And please make it something shitty so I can like throw this back at you.
You know what? It's not shitty. It's
please say
this
Show
album.
Bro. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. I just love the freaking rawness of it and the metal, hard rock, grungy type of vibe that's going on with the record. I should probably tell people what it is. It is the band is Kitsa and the album is Dead by Dawn. Just absolutely incredible. I mean, these guys have like I don't think they have 1,000 followers on like Facebook or anything like that. This is like a ground zero of a new band, but the title track is awesome. Like you said before, Koi, the instrumental, is fucking great. Just absolutely awesome. Journeyman, I absolutely love. And I love Downhill. That's a great tune as well. But it is a fantastic album. Who was the first one to like really put this out there in the group?
I think it was Rich. It was Rich or Turbo.
Just an absolutely fantastic choice. I love this record, and I'm thankful that this album. Well, there's this album and another one that makes me thankful for the group that we have, because I think without this group, I never would have known of this album.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. That's a great pick, and you have the vinyl.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What color is it?
It is.
I don't remember if they had a special color. I haven't ordered the vinyl yet.
I think they did. Is it clear?
No, that's like a minty green.
Yeah. Pretty cool. The only reason why I ordered it is because they only have like 100 of them.
Oh God, you've been hanging out with them too long.
But yeah, Kitsa, Dead by Dawn. Go get it.
That's an absolutely great pick. And we're gonna go to two more of our friends, and I know one of them loves that album as well. So we'll go to our friend Kaz, the metalcore queen. Kaz at ELR Rocks. Her number 10, Razor Wire Halo, All the Terrible Things. Number 9, and this makes me so happy. So happy. Number 9, Sundrifters in Earlier Time. Kaz and I were messaging back and forth about this album. Number 8, 5 Angry Men by Dimitri. Number 7, Fission by Dead Poet Society. Number 6, Too Close to Touch and their album For Keeps. Number 5, The Wise Man's Fear, What Slept Beneath Tarvos. Number 4, While She Sleeps' album Self-Hell. Number 3, Defocus, There Is a Place for Me on Earth. Number 2, Oralize, in their album Freaks. And number 1, Cross Chains, in their album Death Grip. And Kaz gave us her favorite EP was Foreshadowing by Lost Zone. So very nice list, Kaz. I have some listening to do. There's 3 or 4 there that I know nothing about. So, and then we'll do our friend Steve, my Alice in Chains buddy and the world's greatest teacher.
Yes, he is.
Number 10, here we go. Human Farm by Rhino. Such a weird one. Number 8, Refuge of Sinners by Full Tone Generator. That was number 9. Number 8, The Way Down by Big Scenic Nowhere. Number 7 is Good Night, My Children by the Neptune Power Federation. Number 6, A Sinner's Past by the Early Moods. Number 5, Pendulum by Langfinger. Number 4, Lighter by Tangled Horns. Number 3, Limbo by Birds of Vale. Number 2, An Earlier Time by Sundrifter. And ding, 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 Steve's number 1 is Dead by Dawn by Kitsa. He loves that album. So great list, Steve. Great list, Kaz. Always good to have stuff for them. And I'll give Kaz's show a little shout out because when this comes out, Kaz will do her first quarter episode with Izzy on East London Radio.
Yeah, I look forward to having Kaz and Izzy on at some point in May. I know we've been talking about having her back on. She's been on before, but I think it's been a couple of years at least. I admire her. I think she does an incredible job. Talk about just someone who is so pure in her love for the music that she promotes. I mean, she lives and breathes it. She really does. And I can't wait to talk to her. It's been a while since I've chatted with her. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. She's a great, she's always a great guest. What's that?
She's a great ambassador.
Yeah, she's a great ambassador, and she's just a remarkable human being.
There you go. I hope you say that about me one day. He's an asshole, but he's a remarkable human being.
I don't think I might have to be under anesthesia or...
So my number 4, it's an album that's popped on a couple people's lists. It's an album that you talked about earlier. Happiness Bastards from the Black Crowes. I am a little more than a casual fan of the Black Crowes. I think almost all their albums. Really enjoy most of them. And honestly, as the casual Crowes fan, this is everything that I was hoping for, right? It's everything that you want. I like almost every song. I'm not going to say I love every song. Like you, I have 3 favorite songs. It seems like every week a different one's favorite, but they rotate between Rats and Clowns, Bleed It Dry, which is just so good. But right now, Dirty Cold Sun is my current favorite. Everything you said about this is right. I don't want to get too over the moon about it. I know there are guys like Jason and Rich who are just diehard Crowes fans, so I would lean to them and everything that they've said about the album. I love it. Again, everything I was hoping for. But I have to say, I was really happy this album came out. I was really happy that we finally got one after so many years. Because it was one of those things where you're not sure if you're going to get another one from them. And it's really good. But what the fuck with this album cover? It's absolutely terrible. Just absolutely terrible. But I want to throw this out there. I hear this on a particular song. I meant to mention this earlier, and I'm curious if anyone else out there hears this. A song that's really growing on me is Flesh Wound. And every time I hear Flesh Wound, it strikes me as like a really early Aerosmith song. And I'm just curious if I'm completely out there on a limb all by myself on this, or if there are other people out there who are like, oh, yeah, I kind of get that, you know. So if you hear this song, next time you listen to it, if you hear that and if that meshes with you, let me know, because I'm genuinely curious. So my number 4, Happiness Bastards from the Black Crowes.
Good pick. And don't let Chris Robinson hear you talk about the album cover, because his wife...
I know his wife did it, but I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? I mean, it's not as bad as that Sebastian Bach album cover. What the hell? I thought that was fake.
That looks like a gas station. That looks like a gas station logo on the side of the highway in like Missouri.
I mean, I'm going to feel really bad, like if his daughter did that or his mom did that or something. But like, that ain't great. So sorry to end on a negative for both Sebastian Bach.
Yeah,
and
you go there. Like I said, Grumpy, Mr. Grumpy. All right, my number 4 it's a great album, and I really enjoy it. I love what they did on this album, and this album is special to the band. It's a very important album for the band, I think, in that it's the last album that features Britt Turner on drums. This is the Blackberry Smoke album, Be Right Here. Britt Turner passed away last month. He had a long battle with brain cancer, and Talk about a warrior, still performing, although at the end, of course, he really wasn't able to. But I am glad I got to see this band several times with him on the drums, and I'm thankful for their music, thankful for this album. This has the Blackberry Smoke style that we all are familiar with, but it's got a couple of different different songs that really kind of, I think, stretch them too as well, like Other Side of the Light, Azalea, which is a great song too as well. But I really enjoy it. I really like this album. Great band, one of the best live bands there is out there. Be Right Here by Blackberry Smoke.
Nice pick, and popular, fairly popular. I know you and Jason absolutely love this album.
Yeah.
So we've got one list left to read, and that's our friend Terry. What is her handle?
GAT 2630.
Yeah, I always get the numbers wrong. And Terry gave us a full 10 and 3 EPs that she's really digging on. So her number 10 is Vampire Calamity by 7 Year Witch. Number 9, Happiness Bastards by the Black Crowes. Number 8, Bed of Nails by Florence Black. Number 7, Sins and Virtues by Ramblin' Preachers. Number 6, Limbo by Birds of Vale. Number 5, Battles by Jack J. Hutchinson. Number 4, Time to Get Ready by Framing the Red. Number 3, another one, This is BS2 by Bessemer Saints. Number 2, Force of Nature by These Wicked Rivers. And Terry's number 1, really good album with a weird album cover, Death of the Party by South of Salem. Just missed my list. Very enjoyable album. And Terry threw in 3 EPs that she is constantly listening to. And they are The Fear by Ash and Reach, Fade to Blue by Bastion Rose, and Recomposition by Gravity Boots. And that one I don't know. That one I don't know. But great list, Terry, as always. I really, really liked your number 1, Death of the Party. That South of Salem album's good.
Yeah, she is an amazing pro new music soldier, always promoting great new bands through her playlist. You can find her playlist on Spotify. Is she under? So she's TAT 1960 on Spotify. So Terry is absolutely amazing in showcasing new music on her epic playlist every month. She does it at the end of each month, and you can follow her on Spotify. If you're a Spotify subscriber, you can follow her at TAT 1960, TAT 1960, and her playlists are epic. And if you're looking for new music and you want to maybe know some of the bands that we talk about on these episodes, that's a great place for you to keep track and listen to. So go check those out. If, like I said, if you're a Spotify listener, please go follow her. It's important for bands to be on playlists and get listens because that's how they get into the algorithm. So it's not just a great thing for you to listen to, it's also helping the bands too as well. So go check that out.
So we're at 3.
Yeah.
3 is an album that you had on your list a few slots ago. I thought
you were going to say a few years ago.
I had the last one on my list a few years ago. But it's The Wolves Are Coming from Philip Sayce. I absolutely adored his last album, Spirit Rising. I think it came in at number 3 in one of the quarters. But much like the Black Crowes album, this was everything that I wanted from him, right? And like you said, it's got a great pace and it's super energetic. And 2 songs. Since we talked about this earlier, I'll cut this one short a little. 2 songs. Backstabber has totally a Zeppelin-y, Rival Sunny kind of feel to it, right? It's got that power, and there's a great lyrics in that. Bastards grinding me down, prophets turned into clowns, hellhounds out on the trail, haters digging my grave. I don't know, man. Every time I listen to that, like that just somehow sticks it with me. Like those are fantastic lyrics. But for me, the best song on the album, bar none, by far, is the instrumental Intuition. I mean, it's so powerful. It starts off in this like, it's timid almost, right? And then on a dime, it gets really brooding and hazardous almost. You know, it's powerful. And then again, on a dime, the song just ends. it's a totally killer track on a really good album. So Philip Sace, The Wolves Are Coming, my number 3.
Good pick. I love that album, man. That's a great album.
Fun.
That album, I will predict, because of the trend of me listening to it, may end up a lot higher on my year-end list than something that I ranked number 6 on a quarterly list, because it's really good.
It is really, really good. Yeah. All right, what do you got at 3?
Number 3, I think it's a powerful album, a absolute diary entry of an album. Talk about emotional, talk about the journey of emotion, of anger, disappointment, coming out the other side. I am here for all of it. I think you can say a band is wrapped up in their current wave of emotion because of a situation that happened. And that's fine for me, right? I want to hear what's going on with the artist when something that changes the course of their life and how they respond to it. And I was able to interview this band right after they left Thunder Mother, right after Guernica was fired from Thunder Mother, and the other two left in protest because they thought it was wrong, and they wanted to continue to work with Guernica. And what is the result is a powerful album of unity, of emotion, of telling their story. And what I gathered from this album is I know why I've liked the last 2 Thunder Mothers albums so much, because I think the creative force of Guernica and what she added to that band, I don't know if they'll ever be able to recapture what she meant to the band, as well as Mona and Emily. I think it's just a really great album, a great debut album, and I can't wait to see what's next for them. I can't wait for them at some point, hopefully, to get back over to the States. I know they've got some really good things cooking. They've got some good management behind them. I think they're on Napalm Records, which is a big deal. I love the back end of this album is the best part.
Absolutely.
I mean, the first part's great too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you've got Domino, which is great. Queens, which has that tie your mother down Queen vibe to it in the beginning, which is absolutely awesome. But when you hear Force of Nature, Kiss It Goodbye, Fruits of My Labor, those 3 songs are such an incredible run of music. I don't know if any of the albums on my list can match 3 songs in a row like that, because they're just wow. They're wow moments, one after the other. And that's why I think this band is headed for greatness. And that's why I love this album, Phoenix by the Gems. It's absolutely wonderful, kick-ass, pure hard rock album. Go check it out.
Fruits of My Labor is it's a really good song. It is, I think, in all honesty, it's completely carried by Guernica. Like, her vocals carry that song. I think that is her second best song that I know. Her performance in Sleep is off the fucking charts for me, for my ears, for who I am. That song off the charts. But fruits of my labor. Her singing in that it's powerful and a hell of a way to end an album. I absolutely love that song. It's a great pick.
Yeah,
great pick. So we'll go to number 2. I have a story. And the story comes with an apology. I was reading the February Doom charts, which came out on March 1st. I got down to number 19. It's an album described as alt metal, heavy blues, and stoner rock. It's a band out of Greece, Athens, Greece. And the writer, Mr. Fraser Jones, who goes by the Desert Cyclist, said, "This band boasts a singer who can channel elements of both Chris Cornell and Robert Plant in his vocal delivery." Get the fuck out of here. "A guitarist who does Jimmy Page better than Jimmy Page does Jimmy Page these days." Get the fuck out of here. "And a rhythm section tighter than a hug from an amorous anaconda. Those who thought heavy blues was the thing of the past need to hear this album." Again, let me read this real quick. "The band boasts a singer who can channel elements of both Chris Cornell and Robert Plant in his vocal delivery. A guitarist who does Jimmy Page better than Jimmy Page does Jimmy Page these days, and a rhythm section tighter than a hug from an amorous anaconda." When I heard that, I lost my crap, and I made fun of Mr. Fraser Jones before even listening to the album. And then I played the album Limbo from Birds of Vale. And I apologize, Mr. Fraser Jones, to you for making fun of you, because you're dead on. I know that sounds crazy, what he wrote, folks. He is dead on. This is an amazing album. Amazing album. Because I talk so much about what Mr. Fraser Jones said, I will just tell you, listen to Wrath, listen to Sun Gun, and listen to Limbo. Limbo is 2 minutes, 20 seconds of just bluesy love. If you want the Cornell vibes, listen to Sun Gun. And if you want the fuzzy, bluesy hard rock, listen to Wrath. Again, Mr. Fraser Jones, job well done, sir. My apologies. This album is fucking phenomenal. I have 2 albums on this list that I think are album of the year candidates. This is one. Birds of Vale, Limbo. Awesome. What do you got? I mean, I know you're 2, I think. I just don't know who's that one.
You know my 2.
I know 1, I should say. I know 1.
Because number 2, we should probably keep talking about Birds of Vale.
Yes. Yes.
I will not go as far as to say the words spoken in that review, because
I figured that would set you off a little.
That
set me off.
That's a little too much. Let's reel it in. Let's reel it in, sir. Okay. This is not Jimmy Page. This is not Robert Plant. However, I will say this. In my time of listening to music, especially during this podcast, I listen to a ton of music.
Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
At Ollie, we've got wellness down to a science. From PMS to pregnancy to menopause, our women's wellness line offers science-backed support for every stage. No judgment, no shame, none of the stigma. Just supplements designed to meet you wherever you're at. Ollie, choose science over shame. Find support at a retailer near you or on ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
This band is undescribable. the only way I can really capture the essence of this band is it's a perfect mixture of Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and Zeppelin, because there are elements of all three throughout the album in the music. And there are bands that overdo it on the Zeppelin influence. There are bands that overdo it on Soundgarden and Alice in Chains, where it's like very cloney. And you kind of know what they're going for, which is fine, right? I mean, that's okay. That's good. I mean, I like a lot of bands that do that. But I've never heard a band that does it as well as this, because it's some good shit. Like, I mean, and these guys are like from Greece, and these guys have a very small following. And it's not like, they're well known. I don't know how well known they are in Greece. I'd like to find that out. But yeah, man, it's just, yeah, it's undescribable how well this is done and how well this is put together. I know the first song, Cora, when I told Steve at dinner that the song's good, but I just think that it's not as good as the rest of the album. And he looked at me like I belonged in a straitjacket. But that's my opinion. To me, it's a great song. It's just, I think it's the weakest song on the album. That's just me. I love, if you want to know what I'm talking about with what I just said in their description, the song Howler is a near perfect song to me. The way it blends, the way it kind of settles in with that guitar in the beginning, with that fall into the beat, into the melody of it. It's just, man, it's like a waterfall of rock awesomeness that just kind of comes over the tide into a level and just settles in beautifully for the rest of the album. It is so just breathtaking. I'm glad you recommended it, because you sent me a link to it, and I'm like,
annoyed the shit out of everyone in our group.
What
Halfway through, I sent individual messages to most of the people in our group, and then kept pounding our group with messages. Listen to this album. Listen to this album. Listen to this album. I'm sure everyone was like, mute.
I'm thankful that you did, because it is fantastic. It's awesome. It is a next level wow album.
It is. It really is. I'm happy you liked it. I'm happy it made a couple of people's lists, and if we even get like one other person to listen to this and they really like it, that makes my day.
Absolutely, man. Great job recommending that. How'd you find it?
I was reading the Doom charts, and I was like, this Fraser Jones guy's completely lost his shit.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Fraser, let's reel it in on saying that this guy does Jimmy Page better than Jimmy Page. In comparing the guy to Robert Plant, great voice, but we're talking about the immortal gods that walked amongst us for over a decade. Yeah. Let's not get crazy.
I will say I can hear the young Robert Plant in some of the songs, and like a Sun Gun. That's a Cornell-esque song right there, and the way his vocals are. But yeah, no, you're spot on. Like, they have elements of all those bands, but they do it in such an original way. It's you can tell where their influences are and what they listen to, but it doesn't come across as like a tribute.
No,
it's original, and this is fantastic. This will be in a top 10 at the end of the year. Whether it's 10 or 1, I don't know, but I'd be stunned if this isn't a top 10 or top 5 album at the end of the year. Easy to say in April, but yeah, great pick. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Great album.
So, do you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah. Some of the stuff I've been listening to, love the Mick Mars album. The Judas Priest album is great. The new Bruce Dickinson, I really enjoyed. I did like the Jack J. Hutchinson album. Lawrence Black album is really good too as well. Yeah, a lot of good stuff that was put out this quarter. Mick Mars and the Bruce Dickinson album are probably the closest to making my list.
Mhm.
But yeah, just great stuff. I mean, there was a lot. I know you didn't think this quarter was as deep as other people. I thought it was. It wasn't definitely. It's definitely not the deepest quarter that we've seen, but I think it stacked up pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. The the four that just missed my list were the Deadeye Creek album, which is just grungy goodness, and I'm surprised it didn't make it. So if you like grunge, check out Deadeye Creek. Battles by Jack J. Hutchinson. The awesome Born and Raised album by Kenny Hughes. I got on that late. I know it came out in January, but Mike just sent that to me recently. You know, if we still had like 2 or 3 more weeks in the quarter, that I could see that jumping into the top 10. And the South of Salem album, that was Terry's number one, Death of the Party. Really, really, really good album.
I agree with that one. That was a great album too as well.
Another weird album cover. It was weird. Not bad, just weird. But if we want to do, I had 3 EPs that I really dug in the first quarter. The Christopher Shane Do or Die EP I thought was great. The Honeycut Southern Not Backing Down EP, and then the Hunted by Elephants EP. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's really good. I liked Living Free, Down to the Wire, Wasn't in Vain. So those were 3 EPs that I really dug.
Nice.
All right. So I know your number one. Do you know my number one? I talked about it a little.
I think I do.
Okay. It is. I will say I had a really hard time until last week figuring out between number 2 and number 1, and I made the decision was made for me as I was skiing last Wednesday. I put this on, and much like you talked about when you talked about this album, it's an experience. It's totally an experience. It's atmospheric. It's transitive. It's expansive, but yet cozy. And to use a word that I use in work a lot, it encapsulates, this album encapsulates me. It is the album An Earlier Time from Sundrifter. I am well known for hating on everything and anything that has anything to do with Boston. These guys are from Boston, so that's kind of a kick in the dick. But there are a lot of great stuff. Limitless, the first song, it gets that transitive thing going. Space Exploration has this like monster chugging groove, but my favorite song is Want You Home. And I wrote down, I totally stole this from my messages from Kaz. And I wrote this down because after I reread it, it was so perfect. And I can't believe that I wrote it. But so the vocals carry this album for me. The music is great. The vocals are out of this world amazing. And on Want You Home, the vocals are they're almost wholly like, to the point that I don't much hear the music. There's an galactic, out of this world aura in his singing, and it's completely mesmerizing. And I kept playing the song over and over as I was skiing, and I got really lucky to get a late March powdered, like semi-powder day. And this album just kept going, and it completely just enveloped and encapsulated me. And it's hard, but that doesn't happen often, so.
Yeah,
that's my number one for the quarter, an absolute album of the year candidate. An Earlier Time from Sundrifter. Badass album.
When I hear you talk about the environment that you listen to this album, skiing in the mountains of Colorado, that is, in my opinion, the perfect place to listen to this album.
Yeah.
Because it's limitless. It is, when I talked earlier about it taking you away, transporting you, when you're skiing in the mountains, on the hills, on the mountains, you're transported to another place while you're doing that, because there's the beauty of your surroundings. There's just, it is the perfect place, I think, to listen to this album. Absolutely.
And I was skiing by myself, right? And I've got my earbuds in, and I'm isolating myself, and it is surrounding me like a bubble, you know. It was the perfect album at the perfect time. And again, I didn't make this decision until last week. It was really hard between Birds of Vale and this, but this is just absolutely sensational. Again, I am usually a guitar first guy, but this album, for me, vocals. And the one thing that I always think of when I listen to this album is something that Rich wrote in his review, and that is, Rich described their sound as fuzzy space grunge. And it's so perfect, you know, fuzzy space grunge. So, again, this is a Turbo recommendation. It's out on Small Stone Records. Gorgeous. I have gorgeous purple vinyl, and it gets played a lot. So, to the band, guys, thank you. If you hear this, I love it, and hell of a job.
Yeah, great pick. Now, I mean, I understand why you have this number one, because of your personal experience. Because that means a lot. You know, when you're trying to decide between a couple of albums, people tend to go with a personal experience that they had with a piece of music. So yeah. I think that's probably why you picked it.
So I will clear the decks. You can speak about your favorite album. And I feel like if people listen to this show and the episodes that you do, this shouldn't be that big of a surprise.
I don't think so. I mean, I want to be clear. I don't ever choose an album because of who I've interviewed. You know, I mean, I try to stay away from that. However, this album is just too good, in my opinion, to ignore. I had the pleasure of interviewing Hannah Wicklund. I love the conversation. And I had this conversation with Rebecca Potzner recently, who does Bandit PR. She's an amazing guest, and with her work that she does with her group there of promoting music is awesome. And I said, because she's interviewed Hannah as well, and I said, you know, when you're talking with her, do you get the feeling that you're talking to greatness? And she's like, absolutely. Because her insight and her perspective and her viewpoint is well beyond her years. I mean, she's really like in tune with herself and in tune with the ground that she walks on. And I admire that for someone who's as young as she is, to have that in her and have the perspective and to write the music and the melodies that she does. I think the sky's the limit for her. And I think in 5, 6, 10 years, she will be at least an arena act, in my opinion. Her songs are too good. She's very much influenced by the Beatles, and you can hear the way the presentation of her singing is sung over the melodies. Very Beatle-esque. I think that's one of the things that people maybe don't know how to interpret that. If you ever watch the documentary and you hear how they sing over the melodies that they're creating, that's something that was never done before the Beatles, and that's something that the Beatles mastered. And when I ever say to someone that the Beatles is in every form of genre since, that's what I'm talking about, is how the vocals are presented over the melodies. That's the Beatles. That is the core of the Beatles. So when some dipshit says the Beatles are overrated, they have, I don't want to have a conversation about music with those people because they have no idea what they're talking about. Because every band that person's listening to has some influence of the Beatles in it. And I guarantee they do. Whether it's even metal, hard rock, pop rock, country, everything that came after the late 60s with the Beatles has those melodies over, or those that singing over the melodies. And Hannah does it so well and so incredible. The album is The Prize. I can't wait to see her in a couple weeks, actually a little bit over a week. But the album starts off with Hell in the Hallway, which is just a great vibe that's created. Into Witness. I love Hide and Seek, and I love Songbird Song, and I love the title track too. And the last song, two songs, Dark Passenger and Sun to Sun, the way they kind of meld into each other or mesh into each other. How is this artist doing this stuff? Like, it sounds like she's got Beatles in her and some Carole King in her as well, who's a fantastic songwriter. But I love everything about it. And this album is, I can't put it down. It's that good. So check out Hannah Wicklund and The Prize. It's absolutely fantastic.
And you're not alone. We had several people in our group who also had it at number one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Nice pick. And it's a nice list. I would love to be able to mess with you on any of your picks, but I'm looking at them now and they're all really good. They're all really good. Really good list.
I appreciate that. Again, I've said this before, you and I, we're not critics. We're not people that are interested in doing clickbaity types of things and stuff like that. We're just music fans that want to talk about the things we enjoy. We want to include our friends in the Groove Council and what they enjoy too as well. So when you're listening to this, we don't have any incentive to promote albums. We're not getting money to put an album on the list. I'm not getting promises on interviews, for stuff. In fact, there's people that I've interviewed that didn't make my number one. I don't do that. And you're a fan, I'm a fan, and we just talk about the things that we like. So when you do see lists and publications, whether it's Spin Magazine or Pitchfork or some of this other stuff, sometimes there's a narrative that's being pushed, or sometimes there's an incentive that is underlying in some of these picks. And they do a lot of clickbaity things as well. I was just having a conversation with somebody about one of those publications who wrote a review about Greta Van Fleet a few years ago. And you could totally tell that they were just trying to get clicks. They were trying to get people to click on it and be upset and go on their social media and complain and drive traffic. I don't care if 5 people listen to this episode or 5,000. It doesn't matter. I just want to tell you what I like. Chris wants to tell you what he likes. And we want to share with you what our friends like too as well. And hopefully you listen to some of these albums we talk about. So, yeah,
and we try not to be negative.
No, I think we do a pretty good job of that.
I mean, and the negative stuff, like today, I mean, what's the negative here in my whole list was I hate the Black Crowes album cover. That's it. Like, there's so much negative bullshit out there. Nobody needs to listen to this and hear more negativity,
I think the only artist I've ever done anything negative about on this podcast was Vinnie Vincent. And that was well deserved. But there's so many people on YouTube and so many people that have social media that use their platform to clickbait, to say things that maybe they don't even believe themselves. But they just want someone to go in and comment on their YouTube post or comment on their article post on Facebook or Instagram. I could care less how many people do and how many people don't. I just want to tell you what I think you should be listening to as a music fan. And that's our motivation.
Yep.
So
plain and simple. So
great list for you.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was going to say, great quarter, great list.
Yeah, great list. Good picks for you. Everyone in the Groove Council, thank you for submitting your list to the listener. Thank you for listening as always. Again, you can message me on any social media platform. You can message Chris on Twitter if you do Twitter as well. Tell us what you think about our picks. Tell us what you think about what we chose. If we were wrong, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, any feedback is always welcome. So please do.
And if we miss something, we miss a lot. If there's something really good that you think we missed, I'm open to hearing.
That is true, because the thing is, there's been plenty of picks that we have put in our year-end list that did not make any of our quarter lists.
Yep.
So that can definitely happen. So don't think if we miss something, it won't be in our year-end list, because there's usually anywhere from 3 to 5 that end up on our year-end that maybe didn't get put on our quarterly list.
Yep.
So
what are you looking forward to next quarter? I'm going to put you on the spot real quick.
Well, I am looking forward to, I've heard these albums already.
That's not fair.
So Pete's Diary has a great album coming out. Goodbye June has a great album coming out. Blacktop Mojo has a great album coming out. Paralandra has a great album coming out. And all the surprises along the way. So, yeah, it should be another good quarter. So we'll see.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. A little nervous about some, but I am greatly looking forward to many of them.
Yeah. And let's try to keep the quarterly picks in the quarter next time.
Right.
Like when you see a message that says, no, Dan, this was released last year. You don't roll with it. You don't ignore it. You don't say, fuck that. I'm Chris Corradetti. I do what I want. Seriously,
how we play? Dan and I are rolling. We're making our own rules.
Seriously, Beyonce, you got to stop.
Oh, Jesus. We almost got an entire episode and didn't have to talk about Beyonce. Let's not talk about Beyonce. Let's talk about
especially with what's going on now. We may have news about Beyonce by the end of the next quarter. And it won't be a good one. So.
Well, we'll just talk more about Black Country Community, because I imagine that'll be a good album next
year. So. Yeah, absolutely. And I think Cold Stairs have something coming out this quarter. Is it next quarter?
I don't know off the top of my head, but there's something coming.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
All right, everyone. That is Chris Corradetti. I'm Jay Scott. Thanks again for listening. All the links for Chris will be, the one link for Chris will be in the show notes. But hope you listened. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Take care of each other. We will talk soon. Thanks.
Maybe I'm abrasive, maybe I'm too much, but baby you're elusive, tender to my touch. You treat me like a demon, a damsel in distress. The devil's in the details, and baby you're a mess. I wonder what you'd say to me now that I'm witness to you not going out. I've been learning the hard way. So be still, I'll set you free. Go be the beast you're meant to be. 'Cause I'm embracing the heartache. Tell me, is it me alone that ignites the fury down inside your bones, beast?
I see you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet. A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole family.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.